reader is Alexandra Rosas-Schultze. Alexandra is a wife, a mother, a sister, a blogger. Given the proper amount of sleep, she is also a superstar. She's a regular contributor to the Mom Renewal Project and Tiki Tiki blog. You can find her writing on Blog Her, Mamapedia, and Funny Not Slutty. Alexandra is reading The Reach of a Small Moment.
De la Sierra Morena, cielito lindo, vienen bajando. Un par de ojitos negros, cielito lindo, de contrabando. From the Sierra Mountains, my beautiful sky, they come down. A pair of blackest eyes, pretty little heaven, which I cannot have. I sit cross-legged on the floor, holding the baby doll that my Spanish grandmother has bought me. My grandmother sits behind me and sings softly as she patiently runs a wide-toothed comb that she every now and then dips into a mason jar of rhubarb water through my jungle of curly, almost black hair. She takes the smallest sections of my hair, wets it down with the rhubarb water, and then curls it into corkscrews around her little finger. She sings this song to me every morning. It is a beautiful, peaceful, wistful melody. Be sure to smooth your hands over your baby doll, your muñequita, my grandmother instructs me in Spanish as she combs my hair. You want her to feel safe. I immediately rub my hands over my baby doll's head. I want her to feel safe. The intention of the rhubarb water boiled down to a thick juice made from the plants that she grows in her garden is to give highlights to my hair. Now, when you go outside to play in the sun and your hair dries, you will have surely temple rings, she promises me in Spanish. When she finishes, she asks me, with her soft, slow voice, to please help her up if it's not too much trouble from where she has been sitting. I am only 4 years old. My grandmother walks me to the mirror in the front hallway and stands behind me. She reaches around and holds my chin up gently with the tips of her fingers so that I can see myself in the mirror. I feel her quietly looking at me. I look at myself too. Those dark eyes, she tells me. You have such beautiful dark eyes. And your laugh, you have the most delicious laugh. You are like a little doll. You are a muñequita. I smile shyly back at myself. I believe her. We stand together in one reflection while she moves her hands over my small shoulders. I feel so safe. She turns me so that I face her and gathers me so tightly inside her arms, and all the ugliness around me is gone. There is peace at my grandmother's hand and in her arms. I close my eyes and bury my head. I want to stay there with my eyes closed, my ears covered, all by her. The morning above occurred in 1965. 2 years before my father would have committed suicide on Thanksgiving Day, when I was in the 1st grade. The morning above occurred on a day when my clinically depressed mother would have spent another usual day of not looking at us, not making eye contact with us, not speaking to us. As I write of this small morning, this small moment in my life, I can see from the distance of years the power a moment contains. I still feel how my grandmother had me convinced that even though there were 6 of us born to my mother, it was me who was the special one, me who was the most loved one. When my grandmother passed away, my siblings and I sought each other out at her funeral to confess. We whispered, You know, I was her favorite. Fools, fools, it was me who was the favorite. De la Sierra Morena, cielito lindo, vienen bajando. Un par de ojitos negros, cielito lindo de contrabando. I am singing to my youngest son as I work a comb through the curly knots that are his hair. I tell him that the song he hears is the same song my grandmother sang to me while she combed my hair when I was little. I am hit by an impulse too strong and quick for me to stop, and it makes me pull my son into me and grasp him in an embrace that I need more than he does. I love you, Mama. His muffled words rise up to me from my chest. The power of the small moment that my grandmother created for me has carried me to this very moment here. Did she know that she created this small moment? I don't know. Did she know that from this morning in 1965, that I'd be writing of that same moment in 2010, 45 years later? Would she have known the reach of a small moment? The force of that morning's memory makes me stop and look at my children with eye contact, with words heard, with words returned, with full, burying embraces. I want to give my children moments that will reach to the year 2050 and beyond.